and then you can ask me the questions about those certificates and so. Because as you can see, I have over 20 years project management experience. Of course, my working experience more than this, and I'm not going to tell you. And then you count the years? No way, come on. Of course not. And my last achievement that some people liked here, that I become the professional problem solver as well. Yes, and that is because Institute of International Problems, Professional Problem Solvers, actually, and they have the designation, whatever. But because it's neat, because actually all this related to project management, okay? Because when you start thinking about the project management, we do problem solving, you know, and we do decision making day by day, all the time, because all the team members, that lovely team members we have, what they do? They cry. They come to you, they run to you saying, oh, I have a problem. And what you do? You resolve that problem. Sometimes small, sometimes big, sometimes like, you know, the system is not working, we are going live tonight, but actually issues, and sometimes it's simple solution, you know, issues. But that's why, you know, what we are going to talk here today is about all this, you know, the new trends and everything. How you become active, how you become active and friendly in the environment. Now, this was the introduction. You know, we will start our session as well. But the whole idea, you know, project management is changing and change a lot, as we are going to talk, because a couple of you might remember how it all started. Let's go. Next slide. This is the objectives and so move. So I can read it. Or you read already, that's why you are here. Okay, this is that you are going to learn at the end. What? And then you are going to put the check mark? That's beautiful. Okay. First, I put this because I like this. You see, project management is really important, actually. If you are a bad project manager, your project will never end. You know, there will be a bunch of issues and so. If you are a good project manager, your project will go smooth. If you are a good coach, your team becomes successful. If you are a bad one, because we keep losing the games, this is nothing different. There are, of course, technicalities over there, but we are not going to talk about this. Let's move. Now, because we are going to talk about the artificial intelligence, Agile. Now, all of you know probably, whatever the organization you are working, they all want to go Agile. They all want to be Agile, you know, all this stuff. And then, you know, some people wonders, you know, how did we come here? Where did we come? Or PMI is behind the science. No. When the project management started, I mean, what they are saying, we always had the project management. Because you have to build the premise. It's a project. There's a start date. I should be the start date or end date, but you know, they had the king and pushing them to do the stuff. But it was like a project manager probably. Just if he doesn't like, probably you were dead. But you know, this is small nonsense. You know, we don't talk about this. All right. And then actually, as a profession, it started in 1950s. When there was a Cold War, remember? That's why the projects and everything, and it started with the, as you can see, U.S. Navy, U.S. Defense, and because they have to launch the projects, you know, they have to do some stuff. They started to use it, and they created this PERT chart. I mean, the new name of the, you know, the Gantt chart, and then, you know, fancy way of putting the scheduling, because it was very important. But what is important here? You see, there is no IT. It started with construction. It started with engineering. Those times, now the younger people may not notice, we didn't have actually computers. It might be a surprise for you, but yeah. Everything. And now, think about the construction. You are in Navy, you are in, you know, but PMI's original members are the engineers. Then that's why they developed the PERT charts, they developed the waterfall method. We now blame everything because it's wrong, because it is waterfall. But we don't think about it. It is not designed for software development. It is not designed for today's world. It is designed for that time, that long time ago. You know, we weren't around. No. That's why in 1969 PMI established. You see, they didn't have the certificate at that time, and they put the PMBOK out there saying that, you know, those project managers, engineers, construction, you know, engineers, this kind of people, they need something how they can do it. That's why the original PMBOK was technical book, was showing you how you can calculate the cost, how you can find the variance, how you can do the scheduling. You know, it was a basic. Actually, I think it was second book or third book when I wrote 20 years ago the PMP exam. It was just technical. I mean, when we technical is that's why tools and techniques, technical. There was nothing else. Okay. Now, think that time it was the best thing because you had something concrete. You see, you are doing construction. You have to buy the whatever the cement. You have to buy this. You have to clean the area. It was easy. Of course, it was waterfall because no one was coming with the idea. I want the green windows over there. No, they have to wait their turn to come to that level. That's why. That's it started. And then around the same time, as you can see, there's another Prince 2. Is anyone knows what is the Prince 2? You may imagine that it's of course the British because the Prince. But actually, they are a little bit on this, either Queen or Prince or the King. Actually, yes, but the project in controlled environments. This is the definition of the Prince. 2 is the second version of it. And then they kept, because Prince 2 becomes too commercial and famous, that's why kept the 2, they are just changing to release now. There's a new release 2017 established because the PMI was towards the project managers. Prince 2 was towards the projects actually. How you can manage the project successfully. But you see, over the course, these concepts are lost and they are thinking Prince 2 is equal to PMP or the PMBOK is equal to Prince 2's book. It's actually not. One is towards the projects, how you can run successful project. The other one's how you can be successful project manager. Now you know something, you see? Did I get my money back now? You learn one more thing. Okay? Okay, and the life is great. Everything is running waterfall or traditional methods, whatever you call it. Everyone is happy. But then what happens? That they, start to invent the computer. They start to develop some stuff. And then, of course, they need the project managers. 30 years ago in IT, you didn't have project managers. You had the developers and then the business who request something to be done. And those people were doing. And how do I know? Because I was working. Because I was teenage, working in General Motors. We had the project managers on the engineering, on the field, on the factory field, all these areas. But we didn't have the project managers on IT. Because IT was simple. You do the financials, you do the logistics, you do, the HR and simple things. But gradually, of course, everything changed. Like you move from green screens to, the object-oriented development and the, personal computing and all this stuff. That's all the issues start to handle because they are looking, no, it's not working, this waterfall methodology. Because we don't know actually what we are developing, or the business doesn't know what they want. Because what we were doing, we were asking business to give us the requirements that they never had before, never used the system. They don't know what they are doing, but we want them to write the requirements and sign it for blood, with blood. Because next 2-3 years, they cannot change the requirements. This was the life. And then, if you can go next, I think it should be, yeah. And then what's happened, some people, especially in IT folks, they start to look at it saying, okay, something is wrong here. All our projects are late, we are not doing very well, the business is complaining, they are not paying us, all this fight is happening. That's why they start to think that we should have something. We should create something, there's more adaptive project life cycle. The name came after that, actually. First, they start to think about it, what we should be doing, how we can change. That's why they thought that, we should have more, instead of predictive, we should have adaptive project life cycle. But that time, on the rest of the world, PMI was, going big, and everyone learned the PMBOK, and everyone getting to PMP. No one concentrated on this, something new. Because PMP is recognized in North America, Prince2, of course, in Europe and Middle East and Asia was common, and everyone just getting those certificates. But those folks, technical folks, IT folks, they created this, and then all the fight started. Okay, let's look what we have in